Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we've got some updates on the new car market as the sales month of May has progressed. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. And then if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Let's get into it. We are going to start things off by going over the sales forecast reports from Cox Automotive. So they state that 2023 is now probably going to see about 15 million new vehicles sold. And this is actually slightly lower than what our sales pace was last month in April. And so you can see that new vehicle sales are kind of weakening a little bit, but this is still up big time compared to last year because May last year had a sales pace year over year of 12.6 million vehicles. So that's still, almost 15 million. That's a big increase. Now, year over year, we saw a volume increase with new vehicle sales of over 20%. And so not last month, but this month, it looks like there's going to be almost 1.4 million new vehicles sold, which is slightly down from what we saw last month in April. And so what we're seeing right now is big increases year over year, but month over month, we're still seeing declines in the new car market. So it shows in the short term, we're seeing some weakness, but in the long term, things are definitely getting better for the new car market. And in this report, Cox Automotive states that this is kind of surprising because of where interest rates are currently at, and then also where new vehicle payments are at, which new vehicle payments are still almost $800 per month on average, which is just, it's so crazy that that is the average. But the next part of this report that I find absolutely fascinating is actually the sales forecast for individual segments. And this is going to be the year over year difference. So mid-sized cars, 2022 May saw over 73,000 units sold, whereas this year it looks like about 85,000 units will be sold. Compact cars, May of 2022, 67,000, almost 68,000 units, whereas this year 85,000 units. Compact crossovers, SUVs, 154,000 units last year. This year in May, it looks like it's going to be around 210,000 units. Full-size pickup trucks, 162,000 units last year, 190,000 units this year. Mid-size SUVs, 205,000 units versus 235,000 units. So every segment is seeing an increase in volume. It's just not completely equal across the board. Like, for example, with those full-size pickup trucks, right, they're not seeing the same increase that you're seeing with compact crossovers, because compact crossovers, right, 154,000 units last year, pickup trucks, 162,000 versus compact crossover, 210,000 this year, full-size pickup trucks, 190,000. So like crossovers, they're having a real good time right now, which makes sense, smaller, more economical vehicle. But that's kind of the gist of the report. And so now let's dive into what this means for the new car market moving forward. So moving forward, this is showing a pretty interesting trend within the new car market because, like I stated earlier in the video, we're seeing these big increases year over year, but something that needs to be noted is that last year was a horrible year for new car sales because inventory was so constrained, right? We have literally over 70% more inventory today than what we had last year. And so that was the big limiting factor last year, is that there just wasn't enough inventory to sell. Whereas this year, we're in a completely different situation where a lot of the sales that aren't happening, it's not because of a lack of inventory, it's actually just because of a lack of demand. And so that's why we're starting to see these month over month declines in new vehicle sales. However, the declines are not as big as they could be, and that's because automakers are starting to step in and they're starting to release discounts, and they're starting to release statements saying that not only do we have these discounts on some of our products, but we also plan on basically not increasing prices. Stellantis is a great example. They have come out and said that they plan on just pretty much freezing their prices across the board into the foreseeable future, so that they can help out with affordability when it comes to cars, which, I mean, when they have a few brands under their umbrella that have, huge sales declines year over year, like Jeep, for example, it makes sense as to why they're doing that. But the point that I'm trying to make here is this is kind of an interesting situation, and it's kind of like a back and forth between automakers and the market right now to figure out exactly what's happening. It's almost like the automakers are like the Federal Reserve in a way when it comes to the car market, because obviously the Federal Reserve over the last year, right, they've been, slowly throwing in these interest rate increases to get the, inflation levels down, right? And so now it's like the automakers, it's kind of like a similar situation where they're slowly releasing discounts and all that to make sure that that sales volume number just keeps creeping up, right? And so it's kind of like an interesting situation there. But let me know what you guys think about this whole new car sales situation. Do you think that these month-over-month declines are going to continue to increase as time goes on? Do you think it's just going to be relatively flat, where we're going to see some small declines in the short term, but in the long term, we're going to continue to see more vehicle sales because automakers are going to keep increasing discounts? And also you have to take into account that like the economy has to be able to support this. So do you think that the economy is going to be able to continue to support the car market with where it's at, or do you think that it's going to kind of, just collapse, right? I'll see you.